o'clock, right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We'll give you updates across Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape. All of our programs actually is to intimate you on issues in our national polity. On the evening rush, we look at topical issues that are actually taking the center stage across most media platforms, which obviously actually generated quite the buzz or the conversation. And then we try to intellectually, edifiably look into the intricacies of this issue and how we can find a resolution, amicable resolution to some of the quagmire affecting Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape. My name is Esther Wachiku. I would implore you right now, we do this program audio-visual, so kindly go to your YouTube application, either on your iOS or Android device. Go on the search bar on that particular YouTube application, type VOP 903 FM, all right, or Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You will definitely see a very red button there, which indicates that we're actually streaming live. So you can share it, tell a friend to tell a friend that the conversation on a national integration and obviously looking for how we can create logical recommendation to solving our quagmire has actually commenced. So I'm going to start off with this very interesting piece, and I want us to listen attentively. Now, the reason why this piece is very important is because of what some of you were saying very recently as to what it portends for Nigeria if a protest needs to take place. So why the viability of a protest needs to take place because of what transpired in Nepal. So let's put in context what happened in Nepal and what caused what happened in Nepal. Then I'm going to refer it to what Nigerians are currently going through and why it's a disadvantage at this point in time for us to do the same thing, especially with what happened in October 2020. That's NSAS in 2020. Now, the protests in Nepal, often referred to as the Gen Z protests, were caused by a combination of factors, with the social media ban acting as a catalyst for widespread discontent. Now, what were the primary causes? The social media ban obviously is what sparked the outrage of the young persons. The immediate trigger for the protest was a nationwide ban on numerous social media platforms, which includes Facebook, Twitter, now known as X, and YouTube. Now, the government cited non-compliance with new registration rules as a reason, but the move was widely seen as an attempt to stifle dissent and criticism. So what were the endemic issues, all right, that culminated to that spark, that rage, that outrage by the Gen Z? Corruption and nepotism. Now, I want you to see the similarity of what transpired in Nepal and what is currently going on in Nigeria. Corruption and nepotism. Deep-seated public frustration with government, corruption and nepotism was a major underlying cause. There was widespread anger over the display of wealth by government officials and their families, which they refer to as Nepo kids, who flaunted luxurious lifestyles on social media, while ordinary citizens faced economic hardship and high unemployment. Also, there was economic hardship, which Nigerians are currently going through now. The protests were fueled by broader economic distress, including high youth unemployment and inflation. Many young people felt that the political elite was not only corrupt, but also ineffective at addressing the country's economic problems, leading millions to seek work abroad. Political instability and dysfunction. A history of political instability with numerous changes in leadership has eroded public trust in political institutions. The protest reflected a deep dissatisfaction with the existing political system and the entrenched elites. In essence, the social media ban was actually the spark that ignited the long-simmering anger and frustration amongst Nepal's youth, leading to a broader anti-corruption and political reform uprising. Now, why did I talk about this? If you recall, this was also the factor and the basis for what caused the 2020 NSAS protest. Now, that protest was beautiful. The intention at the time was to call the government's attention to a lot of endemic issues plaguing Nigerians, specifically the young demography. Okay, you remember there was police intimidation, police brutality, and police harassment on young men. It was so bad that they brazenly actually killed young persons for no reason, and this was the SARS policemen, that's the SARS arm. What actually started as something small, and there were several complaints on social media, evolved to that protest. Now, when that protest commenced, it was basically to end SARS, to call an end to SARS, basically, but it also transformed into something else, that is, it metamorphosed into something else. So other issues came on board that the Nigerian youth were not happy about. The insecurity in the country, the endemic corruption, all right, the unemployment rate, and obviously the nepotism that was observed when it comes to federal character allocation during the Buhari administration. And these and other factors were some of the things that caused that particular protest. What started as a unifying factor for all Nigerian youth from all walks of life, whether their religion or tribe, it was beautiful. We saw independent individuals who were necessarily not even part of the protest donate items, food, shelter, while they occupied the that Lekki tollgate access. They occupied there. And celebrities, a lot of celebrities in one voice also canvassed. It was a time for the youth to come together before things escalated. And how did it escalate? Some certain persons decided to make it something else. They started looting, they started hurting people, they started making people run from one place to the other, and before you know, the military was called in. Okay, so a lot of private property in Lagos State specifically was destroyed. Now, who were these perpetrators? Some persons say it was some thugs that was rented by the government of the day to disperse the gathering of young Nigerians. Some persons say it was some Nigerians that decided to take up the opportunity to take laws into themselves. All I will say is that it was a chaotic experience. A lot of public infrastructure was destroyed. People's businesses were also destroyed. Looting was the order of the day, and it became a harrowing experience. Like, was there any need for us to go through this? And Lagos State actually bear the brunt. Most of the blue buses, all right, were burnt and destroyed. These were taxpayers' monies, and it is not meant to be so. Now, if you look at what transpired in Nepal, that is exactly what took place. Yes, some of the political elites were hurt. Some of them actually were dethroned from their high places. Few of them ran away in the helicopter, but public infrastructures, historical sites, businesses, houses, vehicles, a lot of assets were destroyed in that process. So in other words, did the Nepal protest actually generate what it wanted to generate? And the rebuilding process is like the nation needs to start rebuilding again. There's somewhere I'm heading to. Now, when it comes to our political administration right now, at the state we are in, there is a lot of imbalance. There are nepotistic attitudes, and I don't know why this is coming on. Now, if you go on social media, people think that the conversation on social media is not transmitting to the streets. Trust me, it is. Now, when you see the kind of conversation that is coming out from some supporters of some political parties, you get disturbed. It is acidic, it is xenophobic, it is nepotistic, and Nigeria cannot go through what the consequence of this. They cannot bear the brunt. They cannot cope with it. Let me tell you one of the reasons why another situation cannot occur, which a couple of you are likening to another civil war. Okay, now Nigeria cannot go through what it went through years ago. There will be destruction of infrastructure and capital. A civil war would lead to the destruction of physical infrastructure like roads, bridges, and buildings. It would also lead to capital flight, as both domestic and foreign investors will withdraw their assets, severely disrupting the economy. There will be decline in economic growth, economy that we're literally grappling to make sure that it sustains all of us. There will be a complete degeneration of the economy. And who will suffer the most? I and you, who cannot travel out, who do not have an alternative or any other place to go but here. That's another thing. Loss of human capital that would lead to the loss of skilled labor, human capital. People will be killed, displaced, and flee the country. Already it's actually happening with the current insecurity plaguing the nation across several locations and regions in the country. Massive loss of lives, displacement and refugee crisis. We're already going through that. If you see the signs, the IDP camps, and it seems like the government of the day is not looking at reintegrating those people into their homes. In other words, what are we saying? We're going to be looking at why the political elite are not seeing the signs and address these challenges, especially as Nigerians are calling out and crying every day. Why is there a sense of lackadaisical, nonchalant attitude or laissez-faire attitude to the cries and pleas of Nigerians on a consistent basis, especially for the fact that our political elite are only concerned about making sure that they win 2027 and are not looking at the present-day porosity and quagmire that Nigeria is currently going through. High rate of unemployment, insecurity is actually of the day, jobs are not available, food prices are high, cost of transportation is another thing, and people, the medical sector is is nothing to write home about. So the question is, why are they not looking at these important sectors and address it? We're going to look into that this evening. Meanwhile, in Rivers State earlier today, security personnel at the Rivers State Government House, they allegedly accused the outgoing sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibak Ete Ibas, of attempting to move state wealth as his tenure ends today. Now, in a viral video, they showed some of the officers protesting. I want us to take a very brief listen to this.
Boys say they're not going to do it again. They're not going to do it again. Waiting.
They make millions. We can block this gate. Nobody go anywhere. They make millions.
We're not going to do it again. Which kind of team be this one? For 6 months. Hard labor, suffering for waiting. Boys say they're not going to do it again. They're not going to do it again. Waiting.
They make millions. We can block this gate. Nobody go anywhere. They make millions.
We're not going to do it again.
Okay, so what actually happened? Some of the security personnel were complaining that Ibas' tenure ended, and while he was going with raw cash. And they were saying, how are you going with money without actually paying up the people that worked for you, that labored for you all through this time? They were not going to let him go. They said, like cash, like raw cash in Ghana must go back. They said that, for example, during the leadership, Ibas oversaw the local government elections, which were largely won by Wike's loyalists. So these individuals were calling out Ibas and other security operatives close to him by saying, how are you leaving these quarters without paying us? Look at the money that you're living with. So obviously, did you come to make wealth for yourself without considering the people that went through the process of ensuring that your tenure was seamless, and now you're living with that kind of amount of money and you do not pay us? We are not going to agree. We're not doing again. You must settle us. You can't get out of this place with all this money and then not sort us out. Now, this is a kind of corruption we're talking about, the brazenness of this, and nobody is saying anything. Okay, meanwhile, let's look at what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is saying. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is actually telling us today, as it stands, that the current quagmire that Nigeria is going through did not start from him. It's a problem that Nigeria has been going through for quite a while. In fact, for the president, especially while he was giving the address today in Rivers for the reinstatement of Governor Sim Fubara, now that he's now resuming, there are talks that obviously Fubara will not necessarily be the one in charge of the government. They feel that Nyesom Wike is the one that will be in charge of the government, and they do not trust his leadership skill. Now, who is he going to be taking orders from? Is he taking orders as a sole governor who has the opportunity to make decisions for himself, or will he be taking orders from Nyesom Wike? Meanwhile, Nigerians have been asking, where's Nyesom Wike? He has not arrived. Where has he been all this while? Could it be true that the heart surgery bypass that he went for is what it is? Well, based on a particular report we heard, he'll be granting an interview tomorrow and Thursday on one of the Monitor television programs. We await that, actually, because we heard that there'll be a scheduled interview. That tweet is actually on the platform of Gloria Olainka, Nyesom Wike's spokesperson. So while that is ongoing, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is literally telling Nigerians at the same time to understand that yes, these issues are endemic. His administration is trying, but it didn't start with his administration. So what did the president say? That he's happy to address the state of emergency in Rivers, and that indeed the summary of it for the context is that there was a total paralysis of governance in Rivers State, which led to the governor of Rivers State and the House of Assembly being unable to work together. He said critical economic assets of the state, including oil pipelines, were being vandalized, and that his state House of Assembly was crisis reading, such that members of the House were divided into two groups. 4 members worked with the governor, while 27 members opposed the governor. So he said that the latter group supported the speaker, that's the 27, the 4 speakers, or the 4 House of Rep members. And as a result, the governor could not present any appropriation bill to the House. You need a complete House of Rep members to present your bill. But obviously, it was only 4 persons who were on the side of Simfubara, and it made it illegal for him to present a budget to them. That's what the president is saying as a basis for declaring a state of emergency in Rivers. So he said the reason why there was paralysis in governance was that since he could not present any appropriation bill, obviously he could not gain access to get funds to run Rivers State's government affairs. So he says that serious constitutional impasse brought governance in the state to a standstill. Even the Supreme Court, in one of its judgments in a series of cases filed by the executive and the legislative arms of Rivers State against each other, held that there was no government in Rivers State, and that his intervention and that of other well-meaning Nigerians to resolve the conflict proved abortive, as both sides stuck rigidly to their positions to the detriment of peace and development of the state. And therefore, he painfully, inevitably had to arrest the drift towards anarchy in Rivers State, and he was obligated to invoke the powers conferred on him by Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to proclaim the state of emergency. He said the offices of the governor, the deputy governor, and elected members of the State House of Assembly were suspended for this 6 months in the first instance, and that the 6 months expires today, September 17th, 2025. He also took the opportunity to thank the National Assembly, which, after critically evaluating the justification for the proclamation, took steps immediately as required by the Constitution. However, he said that he was not aware that there were a few voices of dissent against the proclamation, which led to their instituting over 40 cases in the courts in Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Yanagwa to invalidate the declaration. That is the way it should be in a democratic setting. That's what the president said in his speech. So obviously, he said some cases are still pending in the court as of today, but what needs to be said is that the power to declare a state of emergency is an inbuilt constitutional tool to address situations of actual or threatened breakdown of public order and public safety, which requires extraordinary measures to return the state to peace, order, and security. Considered objectively, he had to reach the situation of total breakdown of public order and public safety as shown in the judgment of the Supreme Court, and that was why he had to intervene by instituting a state of emergency as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, because of that particular declaration by the president, a lot of Nigerians have been speaking and saying that there was no constitutional obligation for the president to have declared a state of emergency. Now the president is saying that he did not even know that anybody dissented to the invocation of that state of emergency in Rivers, but that he appreciated the criticism and a couple of Nigerians who went against it, because according to him, it's a democratic setting. So if the president wasn't aware of the voices of dissent, does this actually elaborate that he indeed doesn't listen to any issues of national interest on any of the television stations, specifically those that actually talk about political issues in the country? Well, we'll let to know about that in the course of the conversation. There is a lot actually for us to discuss this evening. Like I told you, at least 1,400 Nigerian students have been kidnapped from schools since Chibok abduction. And what is the government going to do about it? This report was released by the United Nations. I am sure you heard of a particular notorious bandit whom we saw the video. I don't know if you guys have seen that video. In the course of the program, we'll play it on our YouTube. They released many abductors in Faskari local government. They were with arms, they wore a military cap, and they were speaking audaciously and authoritatively. Nigerians now asked, is it obvious that the government of the day is indeed pandering to these individuals, that in other instances they kill and shoot some without even trying to negotiate, but these guys are being negotiated with? So what if tomorrow they want to up their terms and condition? What if tomorrow they want to say the agreement we've reached, we want an upgrade, we want an update, and the government refuses? The next thing, they go back to killing the victims after they have tried to reintegrate them into their communities. Remember that the Katsina state governor has said they want to build shops for them, they want to build houses for them, they also want to provide them with money to start up their businesses. So what are we doing? And when Nigerians complain, you tell them to shut up. You use the state security services to mock them, to shut up their mouth and say that this particular problem did not start in this administration. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce my analyst today in the studio. We're going to open the phone lines very, very early because I really want to know your thoughts on the conversation that we're going to be having this evening. Mr. Lawale Kundayo, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
You look dazed based on what I disclosed to you. Are you surprised with the turn of events?
Yes.
Why are you surprised?
I don't understand because why I'm surprised is because exactly we don't know where we are going. There's no direction for this country. Let's face it. There's no direction. I don't see direction for this country. I don't see any developmental direction at all.
But the president just told you that he's leading us in the right direction.
I said he's leading. Maybe he is leading some people, but I don't understand where Nigerians, where the direction the president is leading Nigerians to. Where is the direction? Where? Bandits? A state of emergency? I remember in Lagos State when the president was governor in Lagos State, and he created the LCDA. I remember that President Olusegun Obasanjo withheld the local government funds for many months, and the governor was running the local government with internally generated revenue until eventually they had to reach a consensus at some point that okay, we'll release it to 20, then you can now share it too. You can see that somebody had faced the same situation many times, and he handled it maturedly. That is, look at the way Obasanjo handled the same situation in Lagos State. He could have declared state of emergency if he wanted, because for you to declare to create local government by yourself, a governor, is unconstitutional. It is the National Assembly that has the power to do that. But the president did his own that time, and former President Olusegun Obasanjo managed the situation, and it went just like that. I remember when Goodluck Jonathan was president, this issue of Boko Haram started in Borno State.
Oh, do you know Governor Aliya's aide has been kidnapped by unknown persons?
Oh, that's good.
And that's good.
And now Governor Aliya, so they said I will feel it now. That's what ordinary people are feeling. If you see the security that follows them all over the place, now it's coming to them gradually. Those people are gaining more confidence. So if you refuse to protect the people, eventually they'll get confidence and come close to you. And that's what is happening. That's what is happening. Now, look at what happened in Rivers State. And look at what the president is telling us. But there's antecedent. It has been set. And somebody else, as the president of this country, in future, may use that as a basis for his own too. And then they will now be making reference to what has happened. That's why when it comes to administration, especially political, the leader has to be extremely careful, because anything you do there sets the ball rolling for subsequent leadership to make use of. They will refer to it, for God's sake.
Can you remember when the Chief of Defense Staff held an interview and he told us that they're looking for kinetic approaches and requiring synergy from the citizens of these communities that are going through this Boko Haram, banditry and terrorist related activities? That's the volatile regions. One of the factors or methods they said they wanted to utilize in enhancing social cooperation amongst the community members is to see whether, beyond them forcefully routing out these guys, they could look for a peaceful measure to ensuring that peace is actually sustained or retained in the state, where that is going through these hazard of terrorism.
Can I respond?
No, I'm coming. Now, the thing is this. You know, according to what the governors, I think Zamfara State Governor, he said that he knows where these individuals reside. He knows where they stay. He knows the caves where they gather. Unfortunately, he cannot authorize any military formation whatsoever to attack. My question is this. If the governor of the state says he knows, obviously our National Intelligence Agency know The DSS know. The Nigerian army knows. And they are given monies, loads of monies, to purchase weapons to rout out these guys. Are we saying there is a collaboration in some way? Because I am so surprised that a terrorist was in a gathering of people whereby they have raped their women, they have pillaged their community, they have rustled their animals, they render the community economically redundant. No form of viability in the economy is going on there. And their pictures and videos are everywhere with a military fatigue and catch range, like AK-47 catch range. And they cannot carry out an onslaught on those individuals to the extent that Sheyi Gumi warned them not to attack them. My question is the government of the day afraid of these persons? Is it because they're from a certain region they cannot touch them? Could this also be a political factor because of re-election in 2027? What exactly is the motive behind the deliberate and would I say preferential treatment to these individuals compared to others that have been constituting nuisances in so many communities across the region?
I remembered the time of Sunday Igboho. I remember the time of we remember it. The guy is still alive. It has not been long. I remembered the way the DSS went into this Sunday Igboho's residence and dealt with him, that the guy had to run away. They chased him as far as Benin. They chased him as far as Benin.
That was during Buhari's time.
Yeah, see the way they went after him immediately.
Did that order come from the presidency?
From where?
So why can't the same order come from the
presidency? I remember the way they went after Kanu.
Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes. See the way they use the resources for you something in your state. For you to go to another state, do you know what it costs?
This was
another
country.
Yes, another country. I'm talking about another country.
I never knew that the National
Do you know
Intelligence
the
Agency
resources?
I never knew we had such an
they had to
agency.
put in place in another person's country to get somebody arrested and take him out from that country. Do you know the resources the government use? Now somebody is close by in the state, they don't even hide, and then we are hearing stories, and so we are telling me now that maybe some regions are untouchable. That is what is going on. That is the message they are telling us. That's why I said that which direction the country is going, I don't know. Because if you do this now, definitely these people can go to anywhere and do the same thing. In fact, they've been doing it. That means they can now settle down comfortably and go on with what they are doing. That's why we keep saying that the National Assembly, the Senate we have, across board, not even up to the state, we are in one chance. We have entered one chance in this country. We have entered one chance. They see all these things and they keep quiet, and anytime we hear the way they chase Natasha all over the place, the way they silence Ndume and Ninji, and look at what is happening.
No, did they silence Ndume?
They suspended him now.
Yeah, but they eventually did what he was asking them to do.
They suspended
Based
him.
on recent appointment by the president, he was favored, and since then he kept quiet.
What I'm saying that he was suspended as of that moment. Was he not? Now, what I'm trying to say is this. Look at such issue going on. Now, you now want to set up shops. You could have done that for Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu, you could just set up a shop for him somewhere, give him cash. Settle will have, you could do that with iPod or ESN, and everything will be fine. So why do you send military to that area? Why do you send forces to those areas? And these ones here, you sit them down, you negotiate with them, you give them. I mean, where is the resources coming from? Some people are working, some people are using the resources for their own selfish interest. That is never at it's not in the interest of the nation. Now look at what is happening. You now sit them down, you want to build us, you want to give them money, you have to go, because the resources is not coming from the state. It's a free resources from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere, it's given to them so they can use it for whatever they want. So what this keeps showing to the whole Nigerians that it's like these governors have hands in all these things.
No, have you forgotten that the Zamfara state governor actually said so? He said politicians are involved. He said some National Assembly members are involved. Whereby when the Secretary of the State Government and the Chief of Defense Staff asked him that if you know those are involved, why don't you mention it? The same thing too in Benue State, where they criticized one of the speakers or lawmakers who said that some politicians from Abuja are involved in what is going on in his state.
So which direction Nigeria is going at? So you should tell us which direction Nigeria is going. Is this the direction we are going? So what they are doing now, what direction does it give us? What direction? So if these terrorists now come out and say, no, what with that shops you set for us is not enough, we want more shops. Okay, we want 2 states, just give us 3 states and then we'll be fine. You just hand 3 states over to them. Is that no? They say they want 2 states in the north, they want 1 state in the west, they want 1 state in the east. They will just sign it and give it to them so that they will keep quiet. Is that not land grabbing? Is that not taking over the country? I don't. So that's why I ask, which direction the country is going? The farmers cannot go to their farm. Somebody is telling us that the food is cheap now. The price is coming down. Where farmers cannot go to their farm. So where is the food coming from that the price is coming down? To let you know. That's why I ask, which direction are we going? Which direction? Which direction is this country going? Nigerians should begin to ask themselves, and they should begin to ask their leaders, which direction is this country going?
The reason why I brought up this conversation, Mr. Lawal Ekundaya, was what transpired in Nepal, the indicators and the factors that emerged over time is what Nigerians are currently going through. And, the talk that the political elite seem to be...
we have gone through worse than that.
Not concerned. And... they also say we should not ask for that because we've gone through something like what they went through. The protests in 2020, the Nigerian Civil War, which actually took Nigeria way back because progress was ongoing. But when the Civil War occurred, the region was decapitated. Economic activity could not take place. The country disintegrated at the time. And even after Nigerians tried to rise up from the ashes of what transpired at the time, up till now, it's still affecting how things are done, allocations are done, decision-making processes are done. That division is still very obvious. My question is this. With the statement that the president made in reinstating the Rivers State governor who was suspended for 6 months by telling us that he wasn't even aware that people contested the proclamation of a state of emergency and that there were 40 cases regarding that, does it mean that they don't tell him anything else in terms of Nigeria's reactions or criticism to what is going on in the government?
How can you be the head of a company and you are saying that they don't tell you what is going on, you don't know what is going on in the company that you are heading?
That Buhari was always oblivious of what was going on.
Don't you have a board meeting? Don't you have meetings with your executives? Don't you have meetings with your ministers? Don't you have meetings with your people to know what exactly is going on? Don't they talk to you, or you just sit there and drink coffee? I know they have meetings with governors. So why would the president come out to tell us? That is, I don't know what word I want to use to describe that, because if I say what I need to say, I'm sure that DSS will do the same thing that they are doing to Oshowore. They will start doing it to me immediately, because I don't know how somebody can be the head of an organization and you are saying that you don't know what is going on in the organization. So who are you ruling over? Who are you ruling over? Who are you monitoring over? So you don't have meetings with your board. You don't have meeting with your head of services. You don't have meeting. So what exactly then are you doing there? This is the first time I'm hearing that. I've come across MDs of companies. Sometimes they will come out, you don't even know this is the MD. White men, they will come out, you won't even know, because they wear t-shirt like every other person. They will just stroll around. You won't even know that is the MD.
All right. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, you're going to see a video of this terrorist who, while he was addressing the press as well as the community members, where he was invited for peace within the community. I said it was quite a heartbreaking situation for us to witness such a thing at this point in time in a democratic institution or in a democratic era. Apparently, this man, the persons were abducted in Faskari local government area in Zamfara state, and on Wednesday it was disclosed on X by Bakasine, a conflict and crisis journalist who covers insecurity in Nigeria's northwest. Bakasine stated that notorious bandit terrorist, or let me just call him a terrorist because he has killed a lot of people. They said that basically what they did was, his name is actually Isiya Akwashigarwa. Isiya Akwashigarwa. He handed the victims over to local government authorities. So they actually caught him with hostages. He had hostages with him. If you have seen the video in the community, you would see what do you call this? Okada. Yes, motorcycle operator. A lot of them. That man came with his people. If you're watching us on YouTube now, you should see that video playing out like right now. So a lot of his people were there. This man was given a microphone. He was addressing them. And it was so terrible that you could see the, what do you call that thing? The cartridge where they put their bullets on the gun. What do you call that thing?
I forgot it.
There's this thing under the butt of the gun where you see that they usually remove it and they put bullets.
The cartridge.
Is it the cartridge? Okay, I got that right. So this man had plenty like this contayam around his waist, and he was audaciously talking to them, addressing them. And I'm like, somebody somewhere sat and now told our security operatives not to piss them off, not to annoy them. Meaning that now that the man has decided to possibly release some of the abductees, they should not decide to now go and arrest him or start killing off his members. That obviously if they do that, they've breached their agreement, so they could start, causing assault on the communities. This community, if you recall, is a community where a lot of their women have been raped. Some of them are pregnant for these terrorists. You need to see them in their bikes. In this country, you need to see them in their bikes. They surrounded the meeting where they gathered. And my question is, is there anywhere in our constitution where we need to negotiate with terrorists? I need to understand that.
How can you negotiate with terrorists? It's like negotiating with a murderer. It's like negotiating with a rapist. That okay, you have raped 5. Don't worry, don't rape again. We'll let you go. We'll go and build shops, or you give you money so that you stop raping, so that you can marry many wives, so that you will not be going to raping again.
Mr. Lawal, do you remember when these same individuals killed a woman who was pregnant? She gave birth in the enclave where they kidnapped them, to the stress of how they trekked through the bush. This woman gave birth to twins. They fed her kids to dogs. These demons from the pit of hell. So what kind of peace deal is being extended to these individuals? Are these not the people that the DSS is supposed to go after?
It shows that those who are negotiating with them are their accomplices.
Is this person not a terror to the president?
He's not talking about that. It's not bothered about all that. That one is not important. It's the rivers that is important. That is all.
Understand when elements like this decide to pervade communities, constitute mayhem, they are a threat to the presidency. This is what the DSS is supposed to go after. These are the people the DSS is supposed to take to court and write a 5-count charge against them.
No, but like 200 count charges against them, because I don't know what you are going to say. I don't know what they are going to say. It shows an accomplice. It shows who are working together that is making these terrorists so comfortable and so successful in what they are doing. It shows now, because you are negotiating with them, you are talking with them, you have to be friendly with them, you have to allow them to do what they want to do without don't worry, you can do just how many villages do we have? We have 200 villages. Don't worry, you can do 50. Just leave the rest for us. That's negotiation.
There's this notorious person in the southeast, particularly in Imo State. He's known as Gentle the Yahoo. There's also another one called Angel Makeup. Now, a lot of Nigerians have been happy since the military told us that they have apprehended him. Although we didn't see live pictures of whether he was apprehended, whether he was killed in the operation, because they caught their hideouts. They caught a couple of them, but we don't know if they really caught him. But the Nigerian army, based on the report we saw in the press, is that they have apprehended this supposed gentle the Yahoo. Obviously, they said it was coordinated efforts with their sister agencies. Why are we not seeing such coordinated efforts with other terrorists across the country? That's the question I want to ask. Why are we not seeing that? I'm not saying that what they did in that regard is good, is bad. There is even more, because some Nigerians feel that there are more of them. The fact that Gentle the Yahoo has been apprehended does not mean that loads of them who support what he's doing are not there. That they need to do more by making sure that they route out these elements. That way the Southeast can experience peace. And that's a very good development from our security agencies. Now the question is, if this terrorist, his face is out there, you saw his members with bike and everything surround that particular community, despite the fact that he has released those that were abducted, are we saying that they will let him go back?
And did he release them free?
That was a condition for the peace deal now. For him to come out like that.
Who told you that he will release them free? You think he will release them free?
That's what the report is saying.
I don't believe that. I don't. Do you think, where will he get money to pay for all
they came with the victims and they handed them to local authorities.
Okay.
Yes, that's what they did.
That is when they show us. So you think he will release them without giving him what he requested for? This one they are showing us.
Is safety now, making sure that the Nigerian military does not interfere.
Okay, they don't interfere. So is this the first time he's doing it? Is it the first time? Is it the first time he's doing it? So he's now releasing them free of charge like that. And then he let it go like that.
That man has been linked to killings, kidnappings, raids across the forest belts in Katsina and neighboring states. Nigerians are reacting. But obviously, it feels like some quarter of the politics are not aware of this.
Esther, a governor that is negotiating with terrorists shows that that governor is incapable of governing that state. A state of emergency supposed to be declared in that state because it shows he has lost the administration of that state. Is incapable anymore. For you to negotiate, that means you are giving it to the enemies. Therefore, is incapable of the governor of that state. There's supposed to be state of emergency in that place so that law and order can be restored and all the criminals perpetrating evil will be captured.
Before the Katsina state governor did what he did, because even before it was disclosed, El Rufai came out and told us that they were paying these guys 10 million naira every month. El Rufai said he had that information. I remember.
And they have not carried him. DSS did not even bother to go because he has the information.
After El Rufai made that statement, you recall that's when Katsina governor came and told us that anything to bring peace to his community, and if it means having to speak with these guys and negotiate with them. So obviously it validates what El Rufai said. El Rufai too, at some point when he was the governor of Kaduna State, also did this to ensure that there will be peace. But he complained that they became greedy. That's the problem with negotiating with these guys. Tomorrow they will metamorphose to another group and become greedy. So my question to you, Mr. Lawal Kundaya, who is our analyst here, and to any other reasonable Nigerian is, when did it get to this point?
It's because you keep mismanaging, or you are working with them. I don't know. Maybe out of the two, let's pick one. It's either you are mismanaging it, or you are working along with them. That is exactly what you want. Maybe that's what the governors of those areas want. That is what those ones are doing. That's why it seems as if the end point is always to give them what they want. How much should you make? Okay, take part of your own. That is what is going on. Because you can't tell me you are a governor, you are elected by your people, and the people are terrorized, and you are negotiating with the terrorists that are terrorizing and keep terrorizing your people. So where do we put that? Where? And now, every time the president is talking about the River State, look as if there was no problem there now. Similar thing has happened in Lagos State, and there was no problem. Which breakdown of one another? 27 lawmakers defected. According to the constitution, they lose their seat. And INEC, that is under federal, did not immediately start the machination to elect other people there. Look at what they did about Natasha. See the speed at which they do that.
Or even Comfort the Ibom.
Yes.
How it was accelerated.
I don't even want to. I want to talk about the way they move immediately to see how they can elect somebody else from that Natasha's constituency. Have you forgotten?
True.
See the way immediately INEC began the process. Who told INEC to start the process? For recalling. They started the process. If not for the fact that the woman has enough supporters, that was why they couldn't really do it. See the way they
went ahead. They did
no. What I'm saying that they could
they
not.
They did recall, but the signatures could not be.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That she has a more supporters. That's what stood by her. See the way they started that process immediately. Who told them to start it? And they could not do that for the 27 local government defected lawmakers in Rivers State. They couldn't. They didn't even come out. People were saying, but you're supposed to start now. These people have already. So who caused it? Is it not the same federal government?
There were 40 cases against that state of emergency, and none of the courts in Rivers State and the Federal High Court attended to it. 40 cases for 6 months. To hear the validity of if the state of emergency declared by the president was actually right. The president said it, that he did not know that there were dissenting voices against that state of emergency. He did not know that the Nigerian Bar Association, for shifting their conference from Rivers to Enugu, was part of their way of protesting that state of emergency. All the talks from the NBA, all the talks from critics across board, the president said he did not know. In as much as he welcomed it because he felt we're in a democratic institution and it is normal for people not to agree. Let's pay some bills and then we'll be right back. The evening rush will continue from them. Kindly stay with us.
Step toward your dreams. Admissions are now open for the October 2025 and January 2026 intakes at Lancaster University, Ghana. Get ready for a world-class education, global opportunities, and an unforgettable experience right from Ghana. For more information, contact us at +234 0701 708 9214 or email us at nigeria@lancaster.edu.gh. Apply today and begin your journey to success with Lancaster University, Ghana. Your future starts now.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cut fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cut fuse and distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry. I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cut fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you Pico.
All right, this is the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Wachku. My guest this evening is Mr. Lawal Ekundare. We're actually having quite a heated conversation. Thank you for staying with us. Mr. Lawal Ekundare, so Peter Obi recently was welcomed in Ghana by Mr. Dili Momodu. I saw the ruckus is actually caused on social media. The supporters of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu were saying that Dili Momodu had betrayed his tribe for having to align with the Peter Obi rather than having to align with the presidency. So obviously this video was shared by Dili Momodu, and Accra is hosting its first democracy dialogue. It's organized by Goodluck Jonathan Foundation. It is going to be attended by Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, former Prime Minister of Burkina Faso Ouagadougou, and former President of the Commission of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Others are the current President of ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Taure, as well as the Most Reverend Matthew Kuka, the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese. So apparently, Mr. Ikechukwu, who is a special advisor to former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, in a statement said that the dialogue is centered on the theme "Why Democracies Die," all right, would be co-hosted by the foundation in collaboration with the government of Ghana, and that the dialogue would give participants the opportunity to beam their searchlight on the progress, challenges, and prospects of decades of democratic rule in the sub-region. Now, you know that Ghana has actually been in the epicenter of xenophobic tendencies towards some Nigerians who reside there, concerning the way they go about their business. Of Nigeria, or someone that is just, you would consider a person who has political wisdom, or is the kind of mileage that he has gotten internationally. What's your take with that?
It's because he has generated his respect, and that's why they called him. When you call a small child to come and sit among elders, it shows that child has demonstrated wisdom of an adult. That's why you see them bringing the child into their midst as elders. They will come and say that people want, what is this small boy sitting among these elders doing? But they've seen that he has demonstrated the wisdom of an elder, so they put him among the elders. So that is that about that. Now let me come to this area. The president has presented 3 candidates.
Okay.
Presidential candidate Nuru Ribadu, Atiku, and Buhari. Which one of them is from the west, southwest? Out of them, which one of them is from the southwest? Can you tell me? Because it's like maybe so that I will not miss my word.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that the president has never presented a Yoruba person before, and we went along with him now. So what?
The president has never presented a Yoruba person before.
Yes, ACN. We have Atiku. We have AC. We have Nuru Ribadu, and then we have APC. Muhammadu Buhari. Which one of them is a Yoruba person out of all of them? And then they were supported fully, wholeheartedly by the president, who is a Yoruba person. Now, I remember during that time, this Dele Muhammadu contested under NCP, as it was the NCP National Concept Party presidential candidate from the West. And the person the president presented was not from the West, and yet he campaigned against Dele Momodu. Now, so why would you not be saying that Dele Momodu did not support somebody from his tribe when during his own time the same party did not support him? Can we not face it? You can see how Nigerians have been,
some Nigerians.
Yes, let me say Nigerians.
Selectivism.
No, there's a man called Bash Ali. So they will say bash. See the way we are being bashed up and down, as if we don't have a brain of our own. I've seen history did not. It's not written for us to go through. Even if you doctor the history, the truth is always somewhere, and eventually it will come out. That is what is going on here. So Dele Momodu has the right to support anybody he wishes to support.
Okay.
My own is very simple and clear. Just support the person you know can take us to the right direction for us to continue moving, because I don't see any direction at this moment. There's totally no direction for us. Look at the House of Assembly. What are they really doing? Did you see the constitution they are doing? Which direction the constitution going? Is it not make money for the yes, we make money for more money for the presidency? Is that not all?
Well,
is it not make more money for the politicians? So how does it really? Have they made anything that actually really affect the common man?
Daniel Bala is actually in response to Atiku Abubakar expressed concerns over the level of hunger amongst Nigerians. Atiku was the one talking about this and saying the rate at which Nigerians are dying of hunger is not funny. And Daniel Bala, who is a special advisor to the president on policy communication, claimed that the ongoing hardship is not unique to the present administration and should not be used as a political weapon against the government. Bala was reacting to comments by Atiku Abubakar. So he says, according to Daniel Bala, in response for the president, that the most fundamental thing is the issue Atiku has raised. Does he have a valid point? He does not, because the data suggests otherwise.
God.
What do we expect them to do other than to try their best to see how they can demarcate the government in order to create the buzz around what they do? He said we are creating hunger. Is he blinded, or doesn't he hear the fact of the progress that we have made? For example, we have increased foreign reserves. Our net export has increased. We have less dependency on imports. We have created a structure that has stabilized the economy. He won't talk about that. He won't talk about the cesarean session we provided in all hospitals in Nigeria, how the people don't have to suffer. He doesn't talk about that. He doesn't talk about the NEL fund we have provided. He should be able to speak and say whether it's working or not. He also accused opposition figures of shifting narratives after being proved wrong on economic policies. So he said, first of all, they started first by saying the economic model of President Tinubu is wrong. Now, after 2 years, we've been able to prove them otherwise. They are dog whistling for civil unrest. In other words, there has never been a time in which there is no one problem or the other as far as the Nigerian people are concerned. But look at the metrics. Judge us not by the rhetoric of Nigerians are hungry. Judge us by the dynamics of what we're putting in place and whether it's working. So according to him, he said the situation of hunger has been on since 1960, and that you cannot join the administration.
Why?
That's what Ebola said.
Okay.
You cannot judge the administration of the day based on hunger that has been endemic. It has been a constant problem, even from previous administrations.
How old is he? How old is he? Even I was not born during that time, but I know that what he said was totally wrong. He said hunger in 1960, in which our money was greater than dollar. That 1960, our Nigerian money was greater than dollar. That's Nigeria that is suffering, in which we use cocoa money. Cocoa, the profit government made from exporting cocoa, they use it to build universities. The one in the east, they use it to build universities. That's agriculture. The one in the north, they use it to build universities. You see universities springing up that time. You see structures. You see schools. And you see schools. You see. In fact, in those days, you don't even need a visa to travel to America or UK. You don't need visa. We were well respected. There was a free food for all universities to university then.
Yes, so
there was free fooding. My mom was a caterer then. My mommy was a caterer in Tech, that's a Lagos Federal College of Education.
This was
Tech.
Before the Civil War.
After the Civil War now.
After the Civil War, okay.
I'm talking about 1970 something,
so but they're saying that hunger has been endemic since 1960.
That's what I'm saying. That there is hunger, and they are giving students in higher institutions to the free food. Half chicken, they will want that full chicken, they will cut it into half. One half for a student. They will take, after that they will take fruit, they will take ice cream. Free. Later they said they should be paying small money just to subsidy. They were paying small money, but the food was still enormous. They will take ice cream. Do you know that there's free ice cream? You are telling me that is 1970 something. That there's hunger since 1960, where during the time of Obasanjo as a president of this country, a bag of rice was around 5,000 naira, even less. And you are telling me that there was hunger. As of 2010, my salary was 40,000 naira, and that time a bag of rice was less than 8,000 naira. 40,000 naira will buy how many bags of rice? Now, as I am talking, my salary cannot buy one bag of rice. So you are telling me that was hunger. As of that time, I'm telling you now. Now, you are you don't know what is going on. Go and find out from Nigeria. Go to, you see graduates earning 50-something thousand.
That's true.
50-something. So a graduate that is earning 50-something thousand and a bag of rice is close to 100,000. Tell me that means he has to save twice.
You know, you go
to buy a bag.
You go to buy the cup. You go to buy them cup by cup anytime you want cook.
No, that's why you have so many different food these days. People don't compare anymore. Anything that is cheap is what we go. You see different like over 6 different types of rice. You see different types of beans. You see different types of gari. I'm talking gari. You see gari jebu. You see another one gari. Whatever. You see different.
That gari chaff. You know that strong part of, they used to sieve the gari. That gari chaff, before they used to dispose it, they used to give it to animals. They keep it separate to sell. They sell that one cheaper. At
a cheaper rate. You see different types of yam. There are some yam where you cut it into water. It will turn the water to black. Have you noticed that yam?
Why? It's not the new yam that if it's exposed to air, it turns to black.
Normally, yam is supposed not to do that. But this one, when you cut it, you put it in water. The moment you are at that moment, it's already turning brown. When you put it in water to turn brown, you have to change the water like 3 times before you cook.
What type of yam is that?
You should ask me. That's why Nigerians eat almost anything we see now. Almost anything. Different types of food. You don't bother. The only thing you ask for is how much is cheaper. Let me go for the one that is cheap.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're going through. And you are telling me that I remember our father, Uncle Benz. I was small when I knew Uncle Benz. On weekend you eat Uncle Benz.
Stop the importation of all those rice.
Now we eat. Look at what we eat. Look at some. You cook rice now. It will turn almost into what we are not careful. And you are telling me that hunger was then and now. Where did he get his own statistics?
All right. Meanwhile, Shore is still lambasting the DSS. He said it's hard to believe that there is a sensible person in that office. DSS that just filed cases against him, and he too responded. He also responded to Meta, that's Facebook, and X, also Twitter. He says that the DSS have become more clueless, idle, and disheveled. That it's hard to believe there's anyone sensible left in those offices to make Nigeria work, and that regardless, he'll be present whenever this case is assigned for trial. There are talks that if President Tinubu wins in 2027, that Shore's case is building. They will really deal with him.
So what are they going to do to him? The guy he has already signed now. So what are you going to do? You want to kill him? You want to put him in prison? You've done that. Buhari did it during his time now. Have you forgotten? Or back, all over. The guy still came out. So what are you going to do to him again? You put him in seat. Maybe he has already signed. so he's already made up his mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get your reaction to the conversations we've had. It's 8:22. Please keep your reactions to just a minute. That's 60 seconds makes a minute, so we can accommodate as many calls as possible and read some of your messages. Thank God, please come and help me with WhatsApp message on this system. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Good evening to the guests in the studio. My name is Chike. I'm calling from Apapa.
All right, Chike, well done.
Yes. Esther, the president told us that you don't listen to criticism from the opposition.
Yeah, he said he did not know that there were 40 cases against him concerning the state of emergency declared in Rivers.
But I will remember, if any of you have forgotten, let me remind you that the president was in a gathering with his APC member. He was abusing Peter Obi and Atiku that they are accusing him of being the one causing problem in their party. When Bayo Nonuga comes out every time to attack Peter Obi and Atiku, does it mean that the president don't know that that kind of thing is happening? Why Bayo Nonuga meets him every morning before he brushes his mouth? So you see the reason why some people will say that the President Tinubu is a pathological liar. You blame them.
Don't abuse the president, Biko. Things, please look for a way to say it. Maybe say, the president's words are inconsistent with his actions.
How can you be telling us something that you yourself you are doing it? You are telling us that is not what you are doing. As if all of us are baby. Look at it. It shows that what we have, we don't have a serious person as a president. Look at the guy, the terrorist that you were talking about, wearing about 20 magazines on his neck with a
magazine
with a army car. Then does that show that Nigeria have government? It shows that the government has totally collapsed in Nigeria. Let us stop deceiving ourselves. When a terrorist, look at that video he showed all over everywhere in the world. Is that not a very good example that Nigeria has no government? Nigeria, in fact, a group of people have hijacked Nigeria government. In fact, we are now under the mercy of terrorists. That is exactly what it is.
All right, Chike, thank you very much for calling. 080-3692-9933. That's the number, okay? Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, ma.
Welcome, sir. Please, what's your name, sir?
Thank you. My name is James Aiki.
Your name is?
James Aiki. I'm calling from Songwater.
From Songwater. All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. This is my first time to call you.
Yeah. So
thank you.
This is your first time?
Yes.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I always listen to your program. I want to thank your guest.
Go ahead.
You're doing a good job. Thank you so much, sir. What I have to say is that it's not the first time. Not the first time we have this kind of news for government to tell us they don't even know that this kind of case they caught. What I was trying to say is that during Buhari time, Buhari say in other IG to go Benue, my state, and you don't know that IG never go. So we always say about this country from this government of APC. The only God will help us for that security issue. It is shame for this our government. They will not do anything. They cannot do anything. It will slap on them. No investor can come to this country. They need to continue like this. And I pray let the thing will go around all the country, because now people are saying that just like issue of not. That issue of not in every part of this country now. It's not safe. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome, please. What's your name?
My name is Evans, calling from Isolo.
Mr. Evans, welcome. Is this your first time?
This is my first time. I've been calling before.
Okay. All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Greetings to Mr. Lawyer.
All right.
Good evening, sir.
This country looks like a joke, like a crime scene. How will a human being hang magazine on his neck and the government negotiating with him with cow flag on his head? Can you imagine what will happen to me if I'm walking on the road putting on a camel and maybe an army officer sights me? They're going to play with me, even throw me inside the gutter to roll in the gutter. But somebody put that up with his men, came out with blowing guns everywhere, and people were looking at him. The images and devils in this country sometimes is so appalling. It's so clear that some people are favored while some others are not favored. Is that the standard? There are so many things going in this country that when you think about it, you just don't know how to put it in fact. There was a case of when the president said when Mr. Ali from Belarus had providing tractors for agriculture or something like that. Please, till today, have you seen any tractor? There are many things when you think about this country. You just marvel and wonder, are the people asleep? Is it that people can rise up and do something about this? Are you going to just stay like this till 2027 and they keep using us to play politics? Anyway, God will help us in this country.
Amen. Amen.
Have a nice night.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you.
Thank you. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. Please, when you call, turn down the volume of your radio, okay? Some of you are calling on WhatsApp. It keeps dropping, so try the normal call. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Yes, hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Esther Wachuku, and your guest in the studio.
Welcome, sir.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanja, Mikoto.
All right, welcome, Mr. Peter Osifo. How are you, sir?
Thank you. My take is on River State.
You said?
My take is on River State.
Okay. Yeah.
So first of all, for the president to say that he's not aware of the litigations after the declaration of a state of emergency in River State, that even about 40 litigation. Exactly. So me, I think he's doing economical with the truth. Because I know even if he doesn't read Nigerian papers, his essays and ministers will have told him harder. So he's doing economical with the truth. So that is for that. Then again, for the audio of the video which you played, concerning the sole administrator's office, about to go out and somebody blocking him, that he should give them some money or he should pay them, and that he's cashing away River State money. I think they are also being very funny, because I know the banks are there. Even if he wants to be corrupt with River State money, it will be through the banks, not Ghana must go. So they just want to play to the gallery and want people to believe that there's something wrong with the sole administrator. Now, according to the nitty-gritty of the declaration of state emergency, I have come to understand that many Nigerians, including some of your analysts, which have always been doing from time to time, they are very unnecessarily emotional and sentimental about this declaration of state of emergency. Why am I saying that? Just let us compare at least 3 months, not even 6 months before that declaration was done, and then 3 or 6 months after the declaration. Which one do you have political stability? I bet to tell you that it is after the declaration of the state of emergency that we started having political stability, at least peace and tranquility in River State. Now,
we've already known your position from way back, so we said all of it.
Should I not end the call? Should I not end the call?
No, I'm just telling you now that we already know your position in the case of Rivers.
You to know my position then. Let that position stand. And please convince many Nigerians that they are unnecessary, emotional, and sentimental.
Okay.
As far as this matter is concerned.
Alright.
UK is always right as far as issues concerned. I may go against them tomorrow. You understand? On principle, but for now, I think I feel UK has been very, very correct and Fubara. So anyway, in conclusion, my advice to Fubara when he resumes tomorrow by God's grace is that one, either he resigns honorably and make history as the first governor in Nigeria that resign on principle during democratic dispensation, or you abide by the conditions, terms and conditions which has been given, so that you know equal the policy which is maybe.
All right, Peter Osifo, your time don't go. You talk. I think say you won't land. You continue. Thank you very much. Okay, let's take other calls. Peter has been consistent on his stand with Rivers. He has supported the president way back and said that without emotions, what the president did was the right thing to ensure that there is stability in Rivers. So we already know where he stands. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. Esther Wachuku. My name is Daniel. I'm calling from Alaba.
Wow, Daniel, how is Alaba today?
Oh, we thank God.
All right, please go ahead.
What I want to take of the bandit kidnapping one of the governors.
Terrorists, not
I think if they can go that way, it will be okay. Going for this, our leaders kidnapping even their children, they will sit up and fight Boko Haram properly. I think that's what they should do. Thank you.
All right, well done, Mr. Lawal Kundaro. This person is supporting as the aides were kidnapped. They say that way they will feel the pains that Nigerians are going through.
No, it's gradually getting.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, my name is Chibus. I'm calling from Ijegu.
Mr. Chibus, welcome. Is this your first time?
No, I've been calling before, man.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I like your analysis of what this evening.
Oh, Mr. Lawal, he's on fire this evening. Go ahead, sir.
You people with journalists. Imagine how Nigeria government are papa with terrorists. How now who be that man where we in uniform Nigeria army with blade and Nigeria government are still they arrest the man. And you say well, we no be one Nigeria. If we are not one Nigeria, we na look all this thing well. Okay, imagine gent wey be Yahoo. Say as the Nigeria army, they pass all the way body land. They find one person, but to just starting in 2015 to now. I'm not supporting what gent they do. No, it's evil against Igbo people. But why they know they go after Boko Haram where they terrorize North 2015 to now? When I say we're not Nigeria, we're not look and well. There's love for big paper, there's love for poor people. Matches is way 2G. Okay, number one, Boko Haram started in own, kidnap how many children to now, they never receive them finish. Lakorwa come their own. Nigeria government they hear them, they never they start their attitude.
We can't get Mahmuda.
It's a shameful for this country. A shame of APC.
All right, thank you for calling. Hello, good evening. Hey, turn down the volume of your radio. Hello.
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, how are you? Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Ross.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Obina calling from Enugu.
Obina, well done. Welcome. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Our president say he don't the problem of Nigeria didn't start with him.
That's Daniel Bala speaking for the president.
Okay, meaning the problem will not end. Because who started it? If another person enters now, he will say it didn't start with him. Meaning the problem will not end now until who started it will come and end it. That is exactly the meaning. Yes? That is the meaning. Yes. Coming to the insecurity, we are happy that they have arrested Gentro Yahoo.
Yeah.
He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. But I want to ask a question, please. What of the other terrorists in the north? There is selective justice in this country. Tell me the difference of what Nnamdi Kanu commit and what Igboho commit. And tell me the difference of what Kabiru Sokoto commit and the Evans. And you see their judgment. Kabiru Sokoto 7 years, Evans life imprisonment. Nnamdi Kanu still in detention. Igboho walking away. Free walking away, traveling anywhere he wants to travel. There is selective judgment in this country, meaning there is bone in some people's water they drink. In their own pure water, you will see bone there. And I just want to make this comment. Let Nigeria, we have agreed to be one country. Let it build it, let us be one country. If it continues like this, it can't remain like this. Nothing remains forever. It may be worse or it come to good. Something will happen. Our generation, another generation may not take it. We have accepted it as it is. Next generation may not accept it like that. Thank you. My name is Obina calling from Edibo.
All right, Mr. Obina, thank you for calling, okay? 08036929933. So I see some of your calls coming in on WhatsApp. It's either your network no strong, it will just cut off. Hello, good evening, how are you?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Star.
Good evening, welcome. What's your name?
My name is Tayo, calling from Yanopaja.
All right, welcome, sir. First time?
You said what?
Is this your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time. Although I've been listening to your program for long, but I've been not able to call. This is the first time calling.
Thank you so much. Please put your mouth close to your speaker on your phone, okay? You're fading, or maybe you're using an earpiece.
All right. Although I can't hear you very well, but I know you're hearing me.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sir.
I just want to add, as in, I want to make my intake on the the banditry issue. It's a shame, sincerely speaking, because although I'm from the north, it's at least I feel sad every time I see this kind of news whereby our leaders over there sit and negotiate with terrorists. These are terrorists. You can't call them bandits anymore. So what my take is that how can you negotiate with people who have killed some people sitting in that meeting, relatives, colleagues, friends that has been killed by those same people. So how do you feel? How do you think they're going to forgive them? So sometimes I can't even express how I feel sometimes when we talk about all these things. So that is my take this night. Good night.
All right, good night. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello. Good evening. Hi. You guys are beg now. I beg. They turn down the volume of your radio. It's very important. See how loud that thing is. 08036929933. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Prince.
Yeah. Sir. Hello. Calling from where, Mr. Praise? Network. That one don't go. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name, please?
Esther. I'm from my name. I'm from West.
Mr. Ufoma, welcome, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, I want to talk about the bandits.
Okay, please call them terrorists. They're not bandits. They're terrorists.
Whatever it is. I saw the video on Facebook.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, I saw the video on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes, you could see the video, the terrorist guy, right? He's wearing an army camouflage. He's been waiting. I've been a part 32. And he's in line of the, I don't know, they put it like, they look for number 1 to 9. He's the 9th guy among all of them. And I was imagining, just like what Mr. Talent is always talk. And there's one man that used to write books, that used to come in your show, that used to Samara.
Mr. Mitanos, Dr. Peter Nosikeya.
That man is, I beg, the people that come to me was I beg.
He has another program on TV at the same time.
Oh, come on. Yeah. You see, there's something that man said, I do listen to his program most times early in the morning with that man that used to talk very early in the morning. Today. You see, my sister, just like what you asked the man, the representative, that's
Mr. Lawal Kundaro.
Mr. Lawal, which way they go? No way forward. How long will be like this? I want to want Nigeria. Are you said I can't go today? You know, you're supposed to be so. Everything I know you're supposed to be so. But you said to start from your just mind now. You imagine and say, where are we going? Where are we going? Where's the way forward? Where's the way forward in this country for crying out loud? Eh? Imagine it. What is happening? What's happening in our country we're looking at? Does it make sense?
It is well. Thank you very much for calling. 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. Mr. Remy, call or normal call. This WhatsApp, it keeps cutting off anytime I pick it. It just cuts off. So I don't know if it's your network. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, I'm fine. Yes, how are you doing?
I am fine, sir. Well done, sir.
Okay, my name is Thompson, but I'm calling from Martin. We are very close to your office.
All right, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead, sir.
What I want to say, let me start from Jonathan and Peter.
Okay.
I really look at it this way, that Peter Obi and Jonathan, they are going to work together. And if Jonathan come out, Peter Obi will surrender and Jonathan is going to win. Because Jonathan has influence in the North. You not are going to support Jonathan. That is number one. Again, if Jonathan is not ready to contest, I suggest that Peter Obi and Atiku should work together. Let me work with Atiku and become his running mate. That is the only way that we can remove Tinubu in 2027. I don't know if you are getting my point.
Okay.
Then again, Barrister Darlington, how do you call him?
Barrister Darlington.
You should be very careful. You know, once you are from South and South East, one has to be very careful.
Okay.
Because, you know, something that happened in the North, the man came out from the bush with AK-47. Do you think that everybody from South and South East can do that? And the president knows about it. And everybody are watching. Nothing happened to those people. They came out, they negotiated, and they went back to the bush. Nothing happened. Why? Because they are from the majority side of the country. So, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
That is my testimony. Okay.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for calling. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Yes, my name is Peter from Oshodi.
Mr. Peter, welcome, sir.
Yes, I want to on this terrorist level.
Okay. Hello.
With the government. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, go ahead, sir.
The truth is that it's wrong that terrorists will negotiate with the government. This shows in Nigeria that the terrorists is overpower the military that we have in this country. And that is not my prayer, but if we are not taking Nigeria, it will be like Afghanistan.
Because this, Jesus' name.
Because this is how we are just watching it, but seriously, it's taking it worse. See what's happening in Afghanistan now. Terrorists take over the country, and this country, see now, government is negotiating with the terrorists. What next? They'll come out of court to do. What next are we expecting? The God help us in this country.
Amen. Amen. All right, 080-3692-9933. That's the number, 080-3692-9933. And the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, welcome. How are you, sir?
Good evening. This is Mr. John from Yanapaga.
All right, Mr. John, welcome, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, I greet your guests in the studio.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Yes, you are trying your best.
Thank you.
Nigeria problem is overwhelmed.
Yeah, it is. It is actually.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
we don't trust. We don't trust government. We don't trust our citizens. You see, the terrorists they are talking about now. They are saying that they were saying that they are not from Nigeria. They are not from Nigeria. So people from not coming from Nigeria, coming from outside Nigeria, are terrorizing Nigerians, and the government are not doing anything. The story now we are hearing is that they are negotiating with them. Can a nation like Nigeria, or let me just set an example in Europe and America, can they negotiate with a terrorist from outside their country? Which means Nigerians, the government knows they are from Nigeria. These terrorists, they are from Nigeria, and they belong to one ethnic group and one religion. Everybody see it. So we should stop beating about the bush. How can a nation be negotiating with terrorists? In fact, Nigeria, your girls there have said it all. You understand? We don't know where we are going, but I am saying that we know where we are going. We are going to. So I don't want to use bad language about this country, about where we are going in this country.
Thank you very much.
Are you getting me?
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Welcome, sir. What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Nick from Khartoum.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
My regards to Honorable Kundai.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Good evening.
You said it all.
Yeah.
What you said is clean and clear. For those who have ears, let them hear. I will remind Nigerians that they should go and read our professor of blessed memory, Professor Tinubu. That book, There Was a Country. It's very important now for us to go and read it. And remind Nigerians that Rwanda, what happened in Rwanda, is staring all of us at face. If we do not, as citizens, wake up to fight this monster, it's a dangerous trend. Everybody is pretending as if nothing is happening, and it will begin to catch up.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Hello. Good evening, Remy. How are you? How are you, sir? Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir? Welcome.
I'm good, Esther.
It's been a while.
Dr. Kundayo.
Dr. Kundayo.
Good evening, sir. Good.
Well done, sir. Well done to you both. Thank you for what you do. You see, Esther, I believe in a theory.
Okay.
And the theory is this. When evil favor you, speak against it. Because if you don't, the evil you embrace because it favor you, it will one day come to hunt you down. And now, I have a value. No human being should kill another human. Nobody deserves to be killed. Even death sentence, I hate. The individual that was murdered in America last week.
Yeah.
Do you know that guy once said it's okay for people to die of gunshot?
A lot of his videos are now coming up. I think we now see.
He believes so. And this is the point. He never thought that thing was going to happen to him. And this is what we are saying to APC people. Look around. Be careful. What you do today, it will come to hunt you down tomorrow. And lastly, I don't believe in opposing people's opinion. I don't have the right to tell you how to think or what to think. You see, when people face marginalization and they speak about it, I want to beg us, don't let us stop them. They need to speak instead of telling some people to be careful because they are saying the right thing. Let us talk to the people who do the evil thing. Because you can imagine a man like me, a man like me, telling a woman that menstrual pain is not a big deal. I'm not a man. I will never understand what a woman goes through. Sir. I should not be allowed to say such a thing. So let us speak to those who believe Nigeria belongs to them, that Nigeria belongs to all of us. And no evil man will go without facing the consequence of their work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Remy. Thank you for calling. All right, I will take some messages now. Good evening, Esther, Mr. Akundaya. Esther, that Mr. Osifu. Hey. Okay, I'm not going to read this. Don't insult anybody here. Good evening, Esther. I agree those gentlemen with you. They have arrested Gentle the Yahoo, and he said Governor Uzodinma is the sponsor of the terrorists. Can this statement be investigated so that we'll know the way to Nigeria? Thank you. Sunday Ihejirika from Ijesha Tadusule. Sunday, I haven't heard what you said. Gentle the Yahoo, according to the Nigerian army, was apprehended. They were able to invade his hideout, and they were able to also take away some of his supporters and allies and some couple of cars or whatever parts that they saw there. However, we did not see pictures of the Nigerian army apprehending him. We didn't see any face. We didn't see any video per se to say, okay, this is Gentle the Yahoo. We only saw his picture, which the Nigerian army is indicating to us they've caught him. Maybe they have a reason for not showing us the face, whether they've killed him or they need to extract some information from him. So we did not hear any interrogation process where he mentioned any name. That's what I know for now. Good evening, Esther. Just look at how wicked and shameless some people are. They're pushing for Fubara to resign, while Tinubu and the APC keep spreading the propaganda like nothing is wrong. Olaya Taufik from Ali Mosho. All right. Good evening, my lady. If this, my lady and Mr. Akundaya, if this man in Asoro could say he doesn't even know what the people saying in this country, and with his traveling to Guinea-Bissau or Malta seeking for investors, I wish he can also visit Donald Trump of USA. Good evening, Esther. When people say Nigeria will feel the heat if care is not taken, you are saying God forbid. Just look at what is happening in Nigeria. They reward the evil people, they reward criminals. So what is the faith of a common man? It's so sad that the worst is always at the top. My dear, I have to have faith that it will not happen, because I don't even think we, the common man, can go through that kind of breakdown. Like, for real. I don't know. It really... In Nepal, the politicians who had access to escape had helicopters. They have a helipad in their palaces and mansion. So before the people could get to their residence, they had entered their helicopter, they flew away. Who suffers the consequences of any breakdown of law and order? Who suffers it? So that's why I said, God forbid it won't happen to us. All right. Please, Esther, call Mr. from the town of Injustice. It's been long we heard from him. So how can the Tinubu say he's not aware Rivers people are not happy with the state of emergency? How did he know that there was problem there before the emergency declaration? Make una just a play. I'm Gertrude from White Sand. All right. Well done. Esther, good evening. It's disgusting hearing our leaders pay lip service to patriotism by saying God bless Nigeria even when they act the opposite. We cannot bribe God with mere words. Andy from Ikorodu. My name is Emmanuel from Agodoegbe. The only way to stop these terrorists in Nigeria is to flush out their sponsors and finish them once and for all. If you kill the terrorists that you're seeing, more will still arise even from our youth who are hungry. And that's it. They know these guys. Why can't they apprehend them, Mr. Lowa? These politicians who are supposedly sponsoring these guys.
How can you apprehend somebody you are working with?
No, if there is a decisive action, apprehend somebody.
No, that's it now. How can you apprehend somebody you are working with? We have. It's clear to everybody now that the governors and some of these governors have. Yes, they are working hand in hand with all these terrorists now.
Good evening, Esther. Every day we continue talking and nothing. So now that Mr. President is back, what has he brought to Nigeria? Nothing. I beg Nigeria matter don't tire me. Thank you. Andy Sally from Isheri Idimu. All right, Andy, Esther, we the Southerners are the ones making this insecurity a matter of concern. How many governors in the north speaking against this evil? The reason why the army are very strong in the southwest is because the governors have sold out their people. Wahala. Hi VOP, Esther, Mr. Lawal, good evening. The issue on ground saddens my heart. I wish one day Nigeria will be good. Mr. Akundaya, Mr. Lawal is saying the right thing. The truth of this matter is that if you talk till tomorrow, politicians know the right thing to do, but they will not. Look at the issue of kidnapper. Former governor of Ikiti, IFI, has said this thing, that the politicians are trading with those terrorists. Mr. President Muhammad Buhari did not talk anything. What do we say to that? Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan said his administration, there was Boko Haram in the presidency. And if government doesn't support directly or indirectly, those things would have stopped. Oluwole. Good evening, Esther. If you want to know if Aso Rock guys are listening to you, call Tinubu a criminal or a drug dealer. By tomorrow, you will understand that President Tinubu is listening to VOP. That guy that want barrister to be careful is APC sent to scare him. Chike from Apapa. Chike, you didn't listen to the show yesterday evening, right? I wish you listened to the show. I think you would understand that whatever it is you're saying supposedly kind of happened. So you didn't listen yesterday. You should have decoded. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Lawal. Yeah?
Good.
Oh, it's not Barrister Lawal. Now that Nigeria has discovered a new problem solver called IBAS, who has successfully solved River State problem, can we now send him to Northeast so that he will also solve the problems of terrorists, banditry, and security over there too? As for terrorism, I want my South East to be calm. If North want to keep it there, it's fine. Let them release Maza Nnamdi Kanu from Chief Udo. Esther, good evening. You're doing a good job. Thank you very much. You didn't tell me your name. Good evening. Badly, very badly. You see, in 1960, when Nigeria became independent, the world community said clearly, and this was publicized, that 3 nations would emerge and join the community of nations like the USA and Japan. Those countries mentioned were China, Brazil, India, and Nigeria. Of all the 4 countries, only Nigeria had not emerged. Why? Humans. India has emerged. Brazil has emerged. China has also emerged, but Nigeria is yet to emerge. Nigeria is among the richest countries in the world in human resources, in material resources, but the question is that why have we not emerged? The answer is one word: human. The critical thing for the greatness of a nation to emerge is human. It is not the amount of gold or diamond that you have, nor the amount of oil and gas that you have, not even the amount of cocoa, palm oil, cotton, and rubber that you have. It is the human element. What's your name? You didn't tell us your name. Good evening, VOP. To me, Fubara's return to Rivers State government has jettisoned his political career with potential scrutiny from Nyesom Wike's allies. The controversial resolution he signed under President Tinubu's watch could spell the end of his political career. Regarding the country's insecurity, some affected states might have compromised, enabling terrorists and bandits. It's also possible that some security personnel are colluding with these groups, undermining the military's efforts. Otherwise, how can the country's DSS, EFCC, and the military look on while the terrorists wear Nigerian army camouflage with a lot of cartridges around his neck? Too bad. The terrorists becoming too important to the northern part of the country. Above all, everybody should get their PVC ready against 2027 general elections. That is the cocoa. Mr. Okunbi from Idimu. Yeah, Tinubu is not aware, just as Buhari wasn't, as their aide didn't inform them that the Nigerian flag is green, white, green. Please, I beg, spare me the jargons. Would I be wrong to say insecurity and terrorism is federal government baby? Hence why they treat them with kid gloves, and they have grown to bite the fingers that feeds them. These are criminals, journalists, non-Nigerians. Tell me, how can a country rehabilitate, build shops and houses for so-called terrorist foreigners? A nonsensical paradox. I would love it if you could find recordings before the election on how all candidates said they would fight insecurity. Malami, who was a former AGF, who held names of terrorist financiers, one El Rufai, who was also accused of importing or paying terrorists, and others who have moved to the ADC. And you think if an Obi or Atiku gets in, anything would change? Esther, none of these people would do anything about insecurity, especially if some of those who help them get into power are sponsors of terrorists. Tay, I need you to come to this station. He's so intelligent. I like the way he writes. His reasoning is usually not like, Hi Esther, greetings to you all. I want to suggest to your analysts to use numerical ratios as the best form of analysis. For example, many comparing prices of bag of rice could be a biased argument. I think using the price to minimum wage ratios at each period will make more sense. 2. Sadly, APC government has done so badly since 2015 on the aspect of food provision for the citizenry. 3. Peabody is a smart economist in word usage. I laugh in Fiji. I vote resource control by regions. And Benga Ola in Fadi. All right, well done. ST and Mr. Lawal, good evening. God will strengthen us. Please tell Mr. Peter Osifo to tell Tinubu to go and declare state of emergency in Zamfara, Katsina, Benue Plateau. That is the area state of emergency is highly needed. They are begging him to declare their mandate from Madam Peace in Barawa. Good evening, Auntie Esther and Mr. Lawal. How market today? This president can lie you. How can he say he's not aware of what is going on in Rivers or other issues that is happening in the country? Even only his son, Sheyi, will inform him of what is going on across the country. Omoyele Sowore is the Nelson Mandela of Nigeria. I just don't know why Nigerians are not supporting him by now. But I just pray that his fight for Nigerians will not go in vain. Raffle from Ilasa Solo. Mr. Lawa, why do people think that Sowore is working for the government? Like, I was asking that question yesterday evening here. People always think that he's working for
It's
Tinubu.
not people. It's just some certain set of people. I don't think he's working for the president.
I've been trying to get across to him. The line is always busy. I want to book an appointment because I need to ask these questions. Despite all the things you have done that is obviously adverse in terms of whatever leanings people have about him towards this administration, they still think he's working
No,
for the
there's some
president.
certain people. You know, one thing, when people want to dissuade you from reality, they begin to create some narrations that are not real.
So you think it's not
Yes,
true?
because
So
this guy always call out protests every now and then. So they want to make people, begin to distrust him. It's somebody that calls out protests every time. So they want to, and it needs population. When you call out protests, you need population. So they want to begin to begin to reduce that population by making people to distrust him.
Okay. Hello, good evening, my dear Esther. Good job you're doing to let many Nigerians to know exactly what is going on in our nation called Nigeria. Esther, negotiating with terrorists means that Nigeria is never a nation. Thank you. Okay. Greetings to you all. Talking about the peacemaking bandits with those state leaders. Imagine the way those bandits balanced with weapons while the other people were just standing like fowls. Maybe the bandits forget to tell the villagers to bend down, make them put their legs on top of them while they talk. Rubbish. Godson from Sulere. Good evening, the anchor. I'm Engineer Moruf, contributing from Orusumi Bare Shasha. Obviously, what happened in Nepal drastically was different from what's obtainable in Nigeria now. What triggered the public unrest in Nepal was banning and disconnecting some sizable number of the population's social media, which is tantamount to gagging the people. Here in the country, there's no such obnoxious act. If there is, the likes of this platform will not be here criticizing. The president freely called all sorts of names by callers. Did you listen to my intro? You didn't listen to my intro, right? I don't think you did. So if you had listened to my intro, all of this that you said is basically what I stipulated, and I talked about the contrast. So try to understand from the onset of the conversation before you type. All right. So, and then I did not ask that any reason. I did not say that what happened in Nepal should happen in Nigeria. Again, you did not follow the conversation, Engineer Ayinde Moruf. Please, if you're watching us on YouTube, go back to the beginning and listen to how the introduction of the show commenced. Do not put words in my mouth or twist the narrative. People like you are very good at doing that. And before you know, you can start telling your people that this is what they're preaching on the radio station. Please be very careful, Engineer Moruf. Go back, listen to the beginning of the conversation, hear the pointers, hear why I said all of people who are talking about what happened in Nepal should happen in Nigeria, why it is not possible and why we cannot go through that. Please, when you're listening to programs, comprehend. Don't be too quick to type just because you want to support somebody. Go back and listen to the conversation, Engineer Moruf Ayinde. Abi, and yes, please kindly do that. Thank you. Good evening, Esther. Where is our DSS and army? They did go after those bandits that came for the peace talk, but they can go after the masses. This country, when they want to protest and go after Shurere, who is fighting for the masses, from Sheyi Aremo. All right. Good evening, Esther and others in the studio. Nigeria has been destroyed by the president, who is supposed to build the country. As for Rivers State, the people there will have to grow more with a greater wisdom so that they will restore their state back. A bag of rice is 85,000 naira now. Let Nigerians vote for someone who is educated and wise by 2027 election so that we can still have anything called Nigeria. My name is Mr. Fred from Orili. May God help Nigeria. Amen. Esther, I'm living at Ejigbo, but my working place is at Amuwodofi and my salary is 50k monthly and I have 2 kids. Esther, I leave house 5 a.m. I will trek from Ejigbo to Sele Express to make sure my 50k salary does not finish. Esther, the suffering is too much. For my working place, it's only Gary we used to do. Jesus Christ. God. Do you know, so I am sorry. I'm very sorry. I can't even read the rest of what you wrote, but please do not consider what you're considering. If you do that, you're going to hell. That's the truth. If you do that, you're going to hell. And you can't suffer on earth and suffer afterlife. So please do not consider this. All right? Do not consider it at all. So, what kind of job do you do? Do you have any qualifications? Just put your CV here, please. All right, just put down your CV so we can see how we can get a better place where they'll give you better money. 50,000, you can't survive on 50,000. All right, please do that, okay? Auntie Esther Ekundaya, good evening. It's so sad to listen to what the government representatives are saying. Do you believe that I can't cook a reasonable good rice, not with ego, with 1K? I really wish God should come by himself, Debbie. Good evening, Alhaji Akundaya. You know, go kill me here. You caught a yam and threw it inside water, then it turns to black. Esther, so you don't know about that yam? It's called charcoal yam. Andy from Surulere. I don't know about it all. I haven't eaten that kind of yam before. Ima from Ikola, do you know what my mind tells me about Fubara? He has plans in his mind to loot the state and gather money for himself since weekend Tinubu frustrated him this 6 months. Fubara get his plan at the back of his mind. I strongly believe this. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you. Mr. Akundaya, Nigeria is in a total mess. If the president is telling Nigerians that he did not know what is happening in our court, so he's also telling us that he did not hear the crying of the masses. Now, wow, in Kemp from Ayobo. Good evening, Esther. Your guys, Mr. Lawal, said his salary cannot buy a bag of rice. Please, is he working as a night security guard at Mile 12 Market? He should fear God, please. Namdi Uzuku. Namdi, you don't know anything.
I will come now. I'll take you to my place now.
Namdi. You think, say, hey.
Now we have to,
Hey. Hello, good evening. How you doing? Hello?
Good evening, Esther Wachuku.
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Welcome, sir.
Esther, this is Situ calling from Freetown, Sierra Leone.
Situ, how is Sierra Leone today?
Right, Esther. You know, all these things, when I look at you, the way you say it, I know it pains you a lot. I can see it from your, you know, how you react in terms of things that will happen in Nigeria. Now, you know, when things happen newly, that is what Nigerians always remember. But we do remember Nigerians, the old ones that have been there for a long time, for them to start from the old ones before they start reacting to the new ones. You've forgotten that the vice president of Nigeria now, the current vice president of Nigeria, was harboring these terrorists in his lodge. Where is these people for crying out loud? Shetima Yerima, Nigerians, have you forgotten that Shetima Yerima, the guy that bombed, what's it called? Can somebody remember the name of that guy that was caught in Shetima Yerima Lodge? It's not saying everybody knows about it. It's not, I'm not making it up. It's there in the news. So what are we talking about here? Now we have seen some Nigerian military which try to run away from Nigerian military, which I know some of them that run away. They say that fighting Boko Haram is like you just want to lay your life. You just want them to capture you and kill you. This is their confession. Esther is in one of the Nigerian media. They interview one Nigerian soldier. He said that they were engaging Boko Haram, shooting them, and one of the Fulani man shot him at his back, saying that why you kill too much Boko Haram. I am not making it up. He's there. He's there. The guy, even the soldier guy, said it properly that he himself was shocked that his colleague shot him at his back, that he was killing too much Boko Haram. But Esther, do you know that last week, Saturday, do you know that in Imo State, I have this picture, I can send it to you, because what we do was to form, ask people to, you know, every community to have their own WhatsApp media. So whatever happened, you send it to the proper channel so that we document all these things. Nigerian soldier combined with Ebubago and Asari Dokubo boys and Tiger Base, you went to somebody, a woman house, and you were looking for his husband, the child, right? You didn't get the boy. Instead of you to find information how to get the boy, you brought him to the woman's house, an elderly woman, asking him where is his child. The woman said to you, he have never seen his child for a long time. Nigeria Army shot this woman dead right there as I speak to you, Esther, in Imo State. This thing I'm telling you now happened in Imo State last week. So when our people say that they are marginalized, somebody will ask them how. When people say that the Nigerian military are killing our people, committing ethnic cleansing, people will say, oh, Nigeria. When Nnamdi Kanu rose up and say and lay all these things down to international community, people call him all sorts of names, and it's happening. But look at a terrorist putting magazine, a round magazine in his chest, wearing Nigerian coat, because that uniform is wearing.
Right,
what I was the cap.
Thank you very much for calling. Okay, we need to wrap up. Mr. Lawal Akundaya, please, what's your final take?
My final take is that nobody should think that Nigerians are fools.
Okay.
Being quiet doesn't mean they are fools. And then the mind is quick to learn.
Okay.
So the mind is learning. So what is going to happen? may surprise everybody, just like we were surprised in 2023. And Nigerians, people were also surprised during the NSAS protest and the other protests that have taken place in Nigeria. Nigerians are not fools.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Lawal Kundaya. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to a round off for the program this evening. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation, your calls and your messages. I see all of them. Unfortunately, we do not have enough time to take all of them. However, do have yourself an amazing evening. Make sure you stay safe. The person I asked, please send your documentation, send your CV. All right, let's know what you can't work with 50,000 and have a home, and please don't think of what you're thinking about. My name is Esther Machuku. Good evening. Have yourself an amazing day. Bye for now.